Familia hermosa. Estamos aquí en Radio Bizarro, Music for the Rest of Us. Esta es la X 102.1 FM. Y bueno, me pone muy contento, muy nervioso, muy feliz poder entrevistar a una de las bandas que a ustedes más les gustan. El concierto de mañana no puede caber una persona más ahí. O sea, yo creo que si hay una persona más, probablemente si alguien se tira un peo va a salir pasado mañana.
Qué bello, mi amor. Qué introducción más hermosa.
¿Viste qué lindo?
Claro, muy tú.
Bien bizarro. Con nosotros en Radio Bizarro, The Marías. Hey guys.
By the way, esta entrevista va a ser bien Spanglish. Preparen su washifori. Hi, how's everything? How's everything? How has been DR? How has DR treated you? Because it's different. Really?
Yeah.
Have you had any sort of typical food here? Any of you?
Pues hemos comido arroz con pollo.
Guisado.
No, hoy vamos a comer pollo guisado.
Okay.
Ah.
Y también me van a conseguir pasteles de aquí. Porque me encantan los pasteles de Puerto Rico, pues vamos a ver cómo son de aquí.
El mofongo es mejor en República Dominicana, I'm sorry.
Sí.
Ay.
Probamos
I
el
wasn't
mofongo.
expecting that.
Yeah.
Tú acabas de decir que sí.
Bueno, está bueno. Sí, está bueno.
Porque
Bueno,
ustedes los puertorriqueños dicen que el mejor mofongo es de Puerto Rico.
Sí.
Bueno, los dos son buenos.
Exacto, tiene sus
Para que no me
características.
regañen.
Poor Eddie, right? Because I know that you are the one who has the stomach more, you know, kind of.
Sensitive.
Mhm.
Yeah, more sensitive stomach.
How did you find out?
I know. I drink and I know stuff.
Yeah, my stomach's been pretty good. I mean, last night it was a little uneasy, I guess, but I've been experimenting and trying all new foods. And
How has Dominican food treated your stomach?
fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
All in all,
Anything
yeah.
you'd liked, like particularly that you're like, okay, I'll remember this probably from this trip. Food-wise.
Breakfast has been amazing. I love the pan con tomate.
Oh,
Pan con tomate.
Uh-huh.
You don't really do that in the States.
Have you tried pan con aguacate?
Mm-mm.
Avocado?
Mm-mm.
Like
With
avocado
bread?
toast?
No.
Like,
No?
well, here we have
Well,
a more...
I've had avocado toast.
No, yeah, obviously. But here we have like a different take because the bread
Yeah.
is totally different. The avocados here are another thing. Like, no shade to the States avocados, but the ones from here are...
avocados here are better.
No, los latinos son... Los aguacates de Latinoamérica son una vaina. Pero they're so good. It's really simple. The bread is really local, but it's really good. I'll tell people here to bring you some Dominican avocado toast. And
So
it's
you-
cheaper too.
Yes, it is. So you guys are performing tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Tell us about the vibes.
It's our first time performing here. The first
Is your
time,
first time in performing in the DR?
Yeah, it's our first time visiting as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
All of us, our whole crew, no one's been here before.
Oh.
Exciting.
Well, I hope your first time is good
Yeah.
as mine. No, it wasn't that good. So, dime qué tú sientes de la energía dominicana until these days. Cuéntame, what are your expectations around the performance you're going to have tomorrow?
Pues yo creo que ya casi está sold out, si no...
Yeah, I think we're
Desde
going
It's
to...
hoy-
probably sold out
Yeah,
already.
it is.
sold out, que es algo, una locura porque pues nuestra primera vez aquí en República Dominicana que esté sold out es súper especial. Y yo creo que la energía del Caribe pues es algo muy distinto de lo que hemos pues visto en los Estados Unidos y también del resto del mundo, porque el show en Puerto Rico fue súper especial y yo creo que el show de aquí también va a ser lo mismo.
Sí,
Puerto Rico went very hard, so I'm hoping Dominican Republic rivals that.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
it was in the news actually, like how hard they went on Puerto Rico, and I really hope that whoever's listening to this, if they are going to the concert, that you go hard too. Don't embarrass us, please.
Yeah, please do.
Don't
Represent
embarrass
Camden.
us, please. But see, we obviously know that you guys are on tour. You've been touring on festivals, on concerts. How is this actual touring like, engaging with the fans, including here? How has it been? Is it really different from before the pandemic? And how is it now? And I also have some questions for that, but I'll leave it there.
I think people are like bringing a lot more energy now because, you know, we didn't play shows for 2 years, and people didn't go to shows for 2 years. So I think, you know, now just people are like turning up more, and yeah, the energy is higher.
Do you guys think the same too?
For sure. I think since the pandemic, we've also released our album. So we have a lot more songs now, and we put together a full show with lights and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and visuals are so important for your concept as the Marías, which is something that has always been emphasized. And with cinema, well, I mean, Nico brought his own album here, so if
They
you guys
have it
could
right
sign it
here.
later on, please. Yeah, because we love it. Like, look at that. That looks so good.
Yeah,
How
it
has
does.
been the reception of cinema, even though it was during the pandemic? How do you feel it now when you're playing it live? And are you excited to play it here, like that specific album? Because it has a lot of Spanish songs too, which I know people are going to turn up for that.
I feel like we've been playing the super clean songs for so many years already that it still feels new playing cinema songs, and it still feels like exciting. The first time we played Calling You Back on our first tour of the cinema tour, or our first show of the cinema tour, was beyond exciting, and I feel like that excitement has still lingered on even now, like playing in new cities like Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic.
Hey.
It's really exciting.
It totally is. We are really excited and grateful that you guys are here and that you are bringing such good music.
Maria, I would like to know about Puerto Rico. I know you just performed with Bad Bunny. Tell us about that, all that crowd. How was it?
Pues la verdad que cuando yo subí a la tarima con Bad Bunny, no me di cuenta de cuánta gente había en el Coliseo, porque yo estaba tan enfocada en la canción y en, conectar con la gente y conectar con Bad Bunny que no me daba cuenta, pero después vi los videos y yo dije, wow, había un montón de gente ahí.
Y se hizo un meme famosísimo de tu papá.
Sí, mi papá, ajá. Sí. Está todo famoso. El otro día se pintó el pelo de rojo sin querer y él dice, pues yo me pinté el pelo porque estoy cansado de que todo el mundo me reconozca.
Ay,
Claro, el rojo es lo más sutil del mundo.
Exactamente.
claro, más famoso que tú, tu
Más
papá.
famoso
already.
que yo ahora.
Sí, tengo una
Y lo
pregunta.
reconocen.
¿En
Claro.
serio lo reconoces?
Sí, sí, estuvimos en el hotel y lo reconocieron y él dijo que lo reconocieron en el aeropuerto y que en un restaurante también. Sí, del abuelo perdido de Bad Bunny.
Sí,
Tu
tengo
papá
una-
todavía vive en Puerto Rico.
Sí, mi papá vive en Vieques.
Buenísimo.
Sí.
Sí, tengo una pregunta. ¿Cómo uno se tiñe el pelo rojo accidentalmente?
Exacto, y esa
Pues él dijo que fue al supermercado para comprarse un tinte y que no se dio cuenta. Había uno solo y lo compró y después se lo puso y después estuvo de color rojo.
Ey,
Pero rojo así rojo.
chillón así, de
Sí.
que mamacita. como le
rojo
decimos aquí.
payasito, rojo clown. Ay, Dios mío.
Any hair colors that any of you would like to try now that we're talking about hair colors?
I feel like I've tried a few in the since the pandemic. I've
Which
gone
ones?
through it. I did bleach, blonde, and then I did this kind of like off pink salmonish color. And now I just got frosted tips, which is just the result of me trying a bunch of different hairstyles. But I'm down to try other ones for sure.
That's cool. That's interesting. And also important nowadays, hair color is so important for some reason. How about you guys?
I've entertained the idea, but that's been shot down pretty quickly by the women in my life.
I've never done it either, but maybe now's the time. Maybe green.
Oh, green is hard to
Okay.
take off though.
I feel like
Yeah.
the
Be
hair
aware.
color just like suits you.
Yeah.
So change it.
It's not going to get any better than it is now.
So why your woman doesn't want you to change the color of your hair?
Oh, I know.
That's so intrusive.
No, I just want to know. You will look so good in blue. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe if you shave your head, then you'll.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great
I just
idea.
like- I like
That
it.
is like, yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
a lot. It's enough already for people.
Will you try? Will you shave your head?
I used to when I swam, but those days are over.
Music, right?
Oh my God. Really, we're really grateful and excited. And I keep on repeating that because you guys have been really cool so far. And the other interviews we've also had were great. The dog participation of the interview was great. You guys also said that. By the way, was your dog in cinema too?
Yeah.
Again, yeah, we spoke about that
Yeah.
because it was in the release. How's your dog, by the way?
She's great. She's living her best life in LA. My friend is watching over her, going on walks every day. She's great.
That's cute. That's cute. We had to back that up because we didn't know what was happening. So yeah.
Maria, the history around your career is super interesting, knowing that you went out of Puerto Rico to LA. And I would like to know, and this is a question I usually do to every single artist we have in the show. Do you think that people that come from the Caribbean, we really need to go to the States to actually make a life from the music?
No, I don't think so at all. I think Bad Bunny is a prime example of that. I mean, he's the number one artist in the world, and he's based out of Puerto Rico and has never really moved anywhere else. I think in my case, it was just my parents when I was little, just wanting us to move to the States and experience that. But yeah, I think you can nowadays like have a music career no matter where you are in the world, because everything is super accessible. All the music production is super accessible now, so I think you can just do it wherever.
However, I think that somehow you guys have made a career to the American people. O sea, las personas que viven en Estados Unidos han consumido muchísimo más
Sí.
la música de the Marías que any other country. So you think that comes from you guys living in LA and being part of that industry?
Yeah, I think it comes from us living there, and also, you know, we have songs in Spanish, but the majority are in English. And we've also toured more in the States. So, you know, I think we're getting popular elsewhere in the world, though.
I mean, they're playing here, and
I
it's
know.
already sold out pretty much. So that tells you how popular the group is. And continuing that thought, because we've been always talking about the importance of the Latin community on music, also being in a band that's located in the States, although it has that root, how important it is nowadays to also not only embrace where you're from physically, but also where you're from culturally. How does that affect the Marias? Because as we can see, there's English and Spanish, and how important it is nowadays.
For me, I mean, I can speak for myself in that, you know, even though I grew up in the States, you know, both of my parents aren't from there. So the food that we would eat, the language obviously that we would speak, and just the culture was extremely strong in our house. And we would always visit Puerto Rico, you know, in the summers and Christmases and everything. So the culture was just a huge part of my upbringing, regardless of where I lived. And for me, it was just really important to bring that into the public. I think it just happened also organically because it is such a big part of who I was that it was like inevitable for it to show up in the art and the music that we wrote together. The first song that I ever wrote was in Spanish, and then the second one was in English.
Wow.
Wow.
And just kind of, you know, it just happened kind of organically because it's just really important for me.
Around that, I would like to know, in regards to the album, to Cinema, there's a song that is a reggaeton. How do you guys feel doing a reggaeton, since I think it's the first one you do, right? Is the very first reggaeton you do?
Yeah.
How do
It
you
was an
feel?
experiment. We said, you know, I was introducing a lot of reggaeton to Josh and introduced him obviously to Bad Bunny, but Wisin y Yandel, y Zion y Lennox, which I grew up listening to, y Don Omar. And so we were like, let's just experiment and see what happens if we just try. You know, we didn't have any expectations. We were just like, let's just try.
It is a very De Maria's reggaeton, let me tell
Yeah,
you. So.
it's so the Marias. Does any of you know how to bust it down the reggaeton way?
Oh.
Like, do you guys know how to dance reggaeton?
Oh, I can bust it down.
You can? You guys are...
I'm not gonna do it
Probably
here
how we
though.
discovered reggaeton.
That's for me busting it down.
You were about to say something about
I was gonna say, yeah, for Un Millón, I feel like that song when we wrote it, the only thing that turned it into reggaeton was changing the drums. Like it was really just like, ooh, this could be cool reggaeton, and then we just made the drums reggaeton, and then finessed it a little bit more. But that's probably why it has such a Maria's feel, is because we didn't really go into it like, let's make a reggaeton song. It was kind of just like, ooh, this could work reggaeton, because it's something that we've been influenced by, and so
You know,
it just kind of worked out.
people say that when you have a good song in your hands, you can switch it to any genre you would like it to be.
Mhm.
So I think that goes with that song, Un Millón. It's one of my favorites. I
Yeah.
love
There's
it.
times where we're playing other Maria's songs at rehearsal or at sound check, and Josh will just switch the beat up and make it reggaeton.
Just for fun.
Yeah,
fun.
I want to do it at a show once, and but I'm not gonna tell them about it.
That would be
It's gonna
great
happen. Everyone's
to
gonna
see all
freak
his
out.
faces.
Yeah,
Please
everyone's
do
gonna
it on
turn to me
Friday.
and be like, "What have you done?"
He did it to Over the Moon once, and that was
I might as well be over the moon.
Nice, un perreíto sad, how we call it. Yeah, because it has a more down tempo thing. Un perreíto,
Perreíto sad.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's an ongoing thing when we hear reggaetones that are not as high beat. We just call it perreíto sad. So that's really the Maria's vibes.
Do you know what
Crying on the dance
perreíto is,
floor.
right? You guys know what perreíto is, right? It's like dancing reggaeton, de perreo. We call it little perreo. Ajá.
Perreo chiquito.
It's like
small
little perreo sad.
Yeah.
Sad little perreo.
We call it crying on the dance floor.
It's
That's
kind
the
of like
vibe.
that.
Yeah.
You grinding and crying.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Do you think there's a chance of us doing that tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. I think
Please.
you're not at a Maria show unless you're crying on the dance floor.
Un perreíto sad, la gente perreando y llorando.
That would be great.
Claro que sí. I am really excited. I would like to know, can you guys give us a sneak peek of what's coming tomorrow, setlist wise or performance wise?
You'll be hearing a lot of Super Clean, a lot of cinema, and a couple other things.
Hey.
Look at this dude. He's
Yeah,
so
we have this huge fan
excited. Like since
in the radio station.
What's your
I'm
favorite?
just here trying to keep him, professional. Here. Which of you is Maria again?
What's your favorite Maria's song?
Oh, dude, I have so many. Like, let's see, ABQ, Loverboy, I love it. Like, dude, I'm here with you guys since 2017, actually, listening to Super Clean Volume 1. I just found you guys on a YouTube playlist, and it was just like amazing. Like connected from day one, and like the first time I interviewed you guys was just Josh and Maria. I couldn't believe it, So I'm here trying to keep my cool on, right?
Like, let me tell you a secret. He didn't sleep.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Let me tell you a secret. Neither did I, but that has.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I think I had too much coffee yesterday. So I was just up.
Oh, how's Dominican
Really-
coffee, by the way, in comparison?
Strong.
Really good.
Really good?
But it's really good, it's smooth.
Oh,
very smooth.
because that's also something like when people go to different countries, they try coffee. Like Colombia, maybe they have their coffee. What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They had their coffee in the States. There's a type of coffee. I don't call it coffee because
Por
it's too
cierto,
watered down. I'm sorry.
Que me perdone de Marías, pero yo quiero hacer un llamado a las cafeterías de café de este país que están sirviendo un cuarto de café nada más. Por favor, la gente que somos adictas, piensen en nosotros. Gracias.
So
That
he's
was it.
complaining that he's a caffeine addict and they're serving too little coffee.
Yeah.
Translation.
So Bad Bunny, we have to talk about it. Let's know how did the song was born.
Yeah, so we were on tour, and they just came up with the opportunity. They were like, "Hey, can you record? Can you be on this song in 2 days? We have the same day off in LA." And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we just, jumped on.
So
a
he was the
plane.
one who reached you guys.
Yeah, he reached out to us. It was a manifestation though, because I always wanted it to happen, whether it be like a collab or me just singing on one of his songs. I just wanted to add like a different vocal texture to his songs, and so it was something that I always wanted to do, and so when they reached out, it was a no-brainer.
And they also, from what I believe, he asked us to record doubling him in the chorus. So just having Maria's vocal on it of a lyric that was already written. And we did that, and when we got into the session, we saw that there was a whole second half of the song that had no vocals on it. And we weren't told like write a second verse or anything. We were just told, just put your vocals on it. And Maria and I were like, let's just do it. And so we just like went through and put vocals on the whole song, like from start to finish. And ended up he had an album listening party that night, and apparently played it, and everyone loved it, and made it to the album.
Wow. Oh, that's impressive, because most of the times when people try to do collaborations, there's not really a space for creativity in that sense. But you guys went ahead. Was it like instinctive? Like you guys were like, no, we kind of have to do it.
I think it was definitely instinctive. I think when we were recording the vocals, just instinctively, like I heard a different melody, and I was like, fuck it, let's just try. I mean, the least that they could say is like, I don't like it, or they take it out, but at least we can just try.
And it's not like they said don't record a second verse. They just
Important.
didn't say record a second verse. It's not
They
like
just, yeah.
they
They
didn't
just, like-
specify if they wanted us to record a second verse
Yeah.
or not. And we went ahead and did it.
And
They
it
just, like,
worked.
put the Maria's vibe into the song. That was the direction, and we were
Awesome.
like, okay, cool.
Entonces, algo interesante acerca de Bad Bunny es que, a pesar de que él es un artista de reggaetón, él siempre experimenta en el mundo pop indie alternativo. And from my point of view, this is Bad Bunny's impression of the Marías.
Yeah.
Do you guys think like me?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think it's cool that he like ventures into other genres. I think, you know, he started with reggaeton, but I think he's like constantly evolving and like reinventing himself and, you know, giving the audience like things that that they might never expect. And I also think it's cool that, you know, with his platform that he's like, you know, putting more people onto like the indie sound.
There you go. And about that, since we are admitting that maybe that was his intention to play the Marías in a Bad Bunny song, as you, the Marías, do you think he made it? Do you think he achieved the sound of you guys in that song?
Yeah. I mean, I think when we first heard it and it wasn't immediately reggaeton because it comes in not with a reggaeton beat, we were like, oh, yeah, okay, it makes sense to have an indie band from LA, you know, be on this song. And then the reggaeton hit and I was like, this also makes sense because it's the Marias. So I think did a good job.
And what exactly did you guys add to the song that wasn't there?
A lot of vocals. The track was pretty much done as far as instrumentation, but we added lots of vocals.
Vocals, harmonies, new melodies, yeah.
Muy bien.
Nice.
¿Y las armonías las hacen ustedes dos juntos o así funciona? Okay, porque las armonías son muy importantes en
Claro.
el trabajo de The Marías. We can see that the harmonies are super important.
He's a lot better at coming up with harmonies. I like to do like the 3 layers of vocals, so just like the middle vocal, the octave high, the octave low, layered, and like put different places. Like that's what I love doing. But Josh is way better at coming up with like the third or the harmonies in between.
That fifth in the background.
Josh, do you use the piano to find the other voices, or you do it only by your head?
Usually by ear.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
nice.
many-
That-
yeah.
That's so good.
He does it always by ear.
Okay,
Wow.
it comes natural. That's so great.
That's great. And talking about Bad Bunny, there's these 2 different fandoms, let's call it like that, or universes, musical universes. We have the Marías and we have Bad Bunny. How has it merged together? How has been the reception from the Bad Bunny fans to the Marías and the other way around, the Marías to Bad Bunny? Have you seen that type of reception and how has it been?
Yeah, I mean it's we gained a lot of new fans from it, and so that's been amazing. And then our existing fans were like, okay, this is a collab that was super unexpected.
Yeah.
And some loved it, some thought it was a little bit too unexpected, but that's also, people are always going to have their
That's
opinions.
something that happens in Latin America. Like the kind of music you guys do, obviously is a great music, but people think that Latin music is not as good. Is not as good as indie pop music. So I think that when you do this kind of collaborations, that's a proof that you are admitting the other type of music that maybe your followers think that is not as good as the one you do. So, yo creo que ayuda a romper barreras en cuanto a lo que uno espera de la buena música. Y me parece también que la industria is going that way. Por eso lo latino está teniendo tanta preponderancia ahora en la industria incluso anglosajona. ¿Tú crees que seguirá dirigiéndose hacia allá?
Yo creo que sí. Bueno, espero que sí, porque como tú dijiste, estás rompiendo barreras que yo creo que ahora es el tiempo de hacer eso, porque como estábamos hablando antes, que ahora everything is accessible and there's so much music out there and so much, there's so much that can be like molded together, that I think now is that time to do it.
Muy bien. 3 cosas que van a pasar mañana que la gente tiene que estar esperando. 3 things that you're going to do tomorrow that people should be expecting.
That they should be expecting.
They should get prepared for.
You already said crying, so crying is one.
Crying, dancing.
And
Is your stomach okay?
Okay, stomach's fine. I don't know. What do you think, Jesse?
Sweating.
Sweating.
Oh,
Sweating.
it's gonna be so hot. Be prepared
Okay.
tomorrow. Please don't wear anything long sleeve. You're gonna probably.
She'll be cold regardless.
Yeah, I will.
No, I trust you. You won't. Because it's humid. It's summer. It gets really hot here.
Yeah, it's
and in
gonna
the
be really
nights,
hot.
there's no. We're not saved by the night.
No, lo
Claro.
que yo necesito aquí es off. Porque
Ah,
me han
no.
picado los
Los
mosquitos aquí en
mosquitos.
República
Ah, por eso te lo
Dominicana.
conseguimos,
Bueno.
manita. Eso es fácil.
Yo no sé qué tú te vas a poner mañana, pero nada manga larga, por favor.
Ay, por
Pues te
favor,
vas a
Mariana.
morir. Y yo sé que tú
Ok.
con el clima eres media necia, o
Sí.
sea que... Bueno, pues thank you very much, guys. Thank you
so
for your time. We
much.
know
Yeah.
how important is your time exactly today. So
Yeah.
thank you. We appreciate it.
Best of
Y-
luck tomorrow too. Also,
Sí, it's gonna be
break a
good.
leg, how they say on theater. I'm not a theater kid, so whatever.
Bueno, y usted quédese pendiente a todo el contenido de Radio Bizarro, que por supuesto continúa. Suscríbase a todos los sitios, siga oyéndonos en radio, que más de Marías va a seguir en el programa. Eso es una promesa. Continúe con Radio Bizarro.